All right.
I say peace and benedictions, man. We on, man. Peace, family. You know what I mean?
Peace. Peace.
So
What's good with you?
let me get in. Let me get into it. You know what I mean?
Calculators out.
Righteous.
May 13th to I say peace and benedictions. Peace, family. So we out here for the move bombing. You know what I'm saying? You know, May 13th. Like I come out here every year for this situation. You know, shout out to the Songs of the Children who got this placard put up here. You know, I seen them out here years ago, drop knowledge on them, which moved them to go and knock on all of the doors around here in this neighborhood to get their signatures so that we could have something. They wanted to get a statue out here, but they didn't get the statue. They got a placard instead. Now, they got this placard, right? Now, let me drop some science on this right here. They dropped this placard right here on June 24th, right? Now, get your calculators out. May 13th to June 24th is exactly 42 days. Now, I've been telling y'all, peace family, peace y'all coming in. I've been telling y'all about this number 42 and how they stamped the number 42 on black people in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? Like they took our 42 laws of Ma'at and took 10 of them and then called it the 10 commandments. You know what I'm saying? And then they took that 42 and then used it against us in a negative way. You know, look at Martin's apartment number. You know, look at Jackie Robinson's number. You know what I'm saying? They always use this number 42 on us in a negative way, and I've done a litany of research on it. Go check our previous videos on my work. You know what I'm saying? So 42 days after this event happened, right? May 13th, June 24th is when this got put here. Now, for the 24th, just like Kobe's number, is the inverse of 42, and it equals 6. 2 and 4 equals 6. You know what I'm saying? Just like 11. You notice how they always use this number 11. And they say 61 homes, right? 6 plus 1 is 7. Like, you know, you got to have your plus 1. So this is a 7-11 fire ritual. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me drop some more science on this. May 13th is a fire ceremony ritual. Now, we came into to this month. I've been telling y'all about the Beltane fire ceremony, the rituals. I gave you the breakdown of the number M, right? The Masons of May and the number 13 and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right? So 85, of course, we know equals 13. So I gave you all of that science already. I gave you the precursor for this. Go check that May Day video where I broke down why they released Meek Mills, you know, on the day that they did, the 114th day of the year and all of that, right? So this happened, right? May 13th was a cacao fire ceremony. What is a cacao? A cacao is a cacao bean that where they get chocolate from. Now look down there, right? See how it's all brown down there, right? Them buildings and houses didn't look like that before, but now they all brown in there, right? Because this is a cacao fire ritual, right? A cacao bean is where they get chocolate from. So on the day of the cacao fire ritual, right, that black people are called what? Chocolate, right? Chocolate. You know what I'm saying? The white people, they want chocolate, right? And all that, right? So black people are referred to as chocolate. So on the day that they burn the chocolate bean, May 13th, is it a coincidence that black people were burnt up on this house, on this block right here? How many times is a coincidence possible before it's mathematically impossible? Let's continue. So, it's not a coincidence that these police officers dropped the helicopter on this block. It's not a coincidence that the fire got out of control, right? And they couldn't contain the fire, right? Because it was a fire ritual. Now, if you go and check today, all during today, you will see all over the world that they're having fire rituals on May 13th. If you think I'm bullshitting, I will be doing a video about it later on my YouTube with the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. Uh-oh, they're probably coming to get me. But you know, dropping some of the best knowledge you ever heard in your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on that because there's a lot of yahoos out here. They taking out people who doing real shit. So I gotta stand up and turn my crown around. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at this again here. The move bombing, right? The move bombing happened on a day that they burned chocolate beans. You know what I'm saying? Jacksonville, Florida is having a fire ceremony today for the chocolate bean. The cacao beans will be burned today. You know what I'm saying? Is it a coincidence that on Osage Street, right here on this street, that the black people who was just trying to move in their own frequency, right? And trying to just stay out the way and stay off the radar and stay off the grid. And the people on this block, all of the uppity yahoos and the coons and all of the people who want to live like the cracker, they called the cracker to come and the move said, you got a problem with us? Call your oppressor. Call your cracker. Call him to help him. All these people on this block, they went to the meetings and all that shit. Just the people that was out here when the shit went off. Same people was at the meetings in 1985 saying, yeah, we want y'all to do something about these people. They stink, right? Seen y'all on camera. Y'all forgot that PBS recorded y'all. The block captain on this block was the main person who was against the move. You know what I'm saying? On camera, hamming it up with the white people. But then when they had the festival out here, he was out here on the mic crying and sopping it up. Whole coon. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the songs of the children, you know, and one thing I can say is I got to see the fruits of my labor, because I didn't know that them young boys was gonna go out and knock on every door around this neighborhood and got this placard here. Now they wanted a statue, but again, you dancing with the devil. They said, no, you don't get a statue, you're gonna get a placard. Now they put this here like this is like one of their accomplishments. Look, Historical Monument Commission. This ain't just the same shit that they put when this is the first house of the homosexual president. This is the first house of this person of this. So y'all put this here like this is a good thing. This is the place where the Philadelphia police dropped a helicopter, dropped a bomb on a house. Man, fuck you. Fuck this fucking city with this fucking bullshit, yo. And yo, share this fucking video, dog. Share this fucking video, because nobody is dropping the real science on this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Not even the Move family. Shout out to the Move members, to the Move family. You know what I'm saying? But they don't even know that this is a ritual sacrifice. Look at the red truck, right? But but seriously, they don't even know this is a ritual sacrifice, because, you know, regardless of my attempt at levity or whatever, you know, my little laugh or joke or whatever, that don't change the fact that May 13th is the Cacao fire ceremony. And if you don't believe me, you can check it and look for yourself. I'll be doing a video on it later tonight. You know what I'm saying? On my YouTube channel. I shade peace and benedictions. Only you can prevent cognitive dissonance. And we almost out, but 1 second. You gotta overturn these stones right here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta overturn stones out here to find the truth. To find the truth, you gotta overturn these stones. I shade peace and benedictions.
So let's continue on from where we left at right there. So, you know, it was a lot of information in that little 8-minute clip right there. You know what I mean? That was a lengthy clip. Pardon my length on that clip, but you know, I was going in and I was kind of fired up. You know, now we're gonna get into some science. You know, we're gonna put up some slides. You know what I mean? You know, people say, you know, talk about conspiracy and shit like that. What they say? Anytime you hear somebody say the government would never do that, you know, so a lot of people they say, no, the government, they would never intentionally bomb, you know, the citizens and all of that shit. Now, in this video, we can spare you. We're gonna spare you the imagery. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of imagery, and you know, that's painful for, you know, people, that family to look at. So we're not going to get into that footage. We're just going to talk about, you know, the situation, and we're going to drop some science on it. You know what I mean?
We're going to open one of these files.
Respect to the family. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So we're going to open one of these files.
So a lot of people, you know, don't know that in Philadelphia, that the police, along with the state and the government, they um, cooperated a murder plot against citizens of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And like the Move organization, they was a people organization. They try to paint them as a negative movement or like some type of terrorist cult or some shit. And there
Right.
was just people that wanted to return to nature and just live how God intended them to live, naturally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
A lot of people had a problem with that. Of course, the power that shouldn't be had a problem with that, and they did something about that. So this is
Right.
the bombing with the helicopter and the C4 and all that. Like on the video, I actually made a mistake where I said they dropped a helicopter on the block, and I mean they did drop a helicopter on the block, so to speak. But the helicopter dropped C4 on the block. So,
Right.
but
Right. Right. Right.
that was the second confrontation. The first confrontation was actually when was in Powelton, Village. You know what I mean? And they had
Uh-huh.
barricaded the block, and they was trying to starve these people out. Kind of like what's happening now with this whole Hunger Games situation, but it was in a more
Mm-hmm.
in your face vibe. Like what I mean? They had
Right.
the barricaded and cut off. They try to starve them out. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
a gun battle ensued, which they started. It was proved the book that they started it. They shot their own
Right.
officers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good people was murdered. Kids were shot. You know what I mean? People was arrested. That shouldn't have been arrested. So
Right.
we're familiar with the story, and I'm just kind of skimming through the key points. To get to where we want to be at. So you know the whole situation with the bombing, right? The whole situation with the bombing. One thing is that I was looking at this thing, and I'm like, yo, I've seen other like things happen. Like I was like learning about this whole fire ritual, Beltane shit and all this. And I seen other fires happen on May 13th, even back into the past, like into the 1700s and shit. Like, so I want to go through some of these slides that I got right here. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But I also got a video that I want to show. But let me pull up this slide real quick. Hold on. So, all right, where we at here? So, yeah, let me get to my next slide. So, so just, reiterating, what we dealing with here. And
Mm-hmm.
a whole city block was on fire. Like I said, they said 61 homes got burnt up. So we're going to get into some gematria. We're going to, just break this thing down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, um, the day that shit happened was May 13th. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, let's get that up there. So you see now, let's look at the gematria of May 13th. Let's start here. So the gematria of May 13th, if you see right off the bat, is 67, right? Now, remember I told y'all 67 is a number for blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So it was already intended, for something to go down on May 13th because this is with blood sacrifice. You see the 303. You know what I'm saying? The 330. I'm sorry, which is and the zero is silent. In gematria, I'm pointing that phrase. So the zero is silent, and which is 33. So the people who walk on black and white floors and hide behind blue doors, they orchestrate this murder plot to for a blood sacrifice. So they came there intentionally to harm somebody, to kill. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into that in the next slide. You know what I mean? So you see the number 58 up there. 58 is also the number for Freemasonry. So the calling card of the stone builders. You know what I'm saying? They leave these same numbers. Like again, like We go over multiple subjects, here, past, present, and the future. And we see a lot of the same numbers. You know what I'm saying? And I always like to use this phrase: how many times is a coincidence possible, or is mathematically possible? You know what I'm saying? So, so when this move shit happened, where was you at when this move shit happened? Like, when did you see the news? Was it on the news, or how did you hear about it?
Recently, well, shit, since the last,
Like, when was your first time that you ever heard about it?
about like '08 when I was out there. I
So,
hadn't
all
heard
right, so
about it in school.
okay, so you heard about it in 2008.
Yep. Yep. That was when I first heard it. I didn't hear nothing about it. Like, it wasn't in our school books and shit.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it wasn't being no school books. They tried to, they tried to act like that shit didn't happen. So, I asked that reason because I wanted to see, like, when you heard about it, being as though, like, what I mean, you're not from this side. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
shout out to, what I mean, shout out to the West Coast, California, Philadelphia. You making that connection, that
Yes, sir. Yes,
spanning
sir.
across the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
what I mean? Just like the Public Enemy said, take a nation of millions to hold us back. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
Spanning the
shame,
coast.
shame, look, shameless plug, right? So
Right.
right here, I want to go through some before I get into my next set of gematria. I want to go through some of his receipts that I wanted to show. Now I told you that they was gonna be having fire rituals, you know, fire being rituals. Now a lot of people was gonna probably this information is new to them and they like, this dude is reaching making up shit. You know what I mean? But here we go. You see the fire rituals. You know what I'm saying? We get into the whole connection between chocolate and Kato and fire. You know what I'm saying? So these beans are used to make chocolate. You know what I'm saying? So this and they're also used they as they can be ground up like coffee. They can all be used like in that aspect like coffee. You know what I mean? And they
Mm-hmm.
also used in a lot of these rituals that had to do with renewing yourself. Removing negativity from your being or your aura. You know what I'm saying?
Like sage.
Renewing yourself, and
Right.
fire has always been associated with that, like being reborn, like the phoenix coming out of the fire, rising up out of the ashes, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so see this. Let's go into this right here.
Mm-hmm.
See, it says that it's a religious commodity. The cocktail was often used for various medicinal purposes. The flower was cited for the remedy for fatigue, while the beans were used in conjunction with other plants to help alleviate fever. So, the cocktail bean is used for, the cacao bean. I always keep saying cocktail, but the cacao bean is used for medicinal purposes. You know what I'm saying? With the arrival in Europe and many medicinal uses of the cacao were discovered, these uses were often employ cacao to improve digestive issues as a nutrient to abnormal and thin, weak patients, and a
Mm-hmm.
stimulant for nervous system to improve fertility. Wow. So so they also can be used in a ritual for not just fertility but fertility. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is just some more science about the Kato ceremony. You know what I mean? Why is it today? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want to you want to I don't know. Can you see that? Are you able to
Yep.
read that?
Yep.
Would you like to read that?
Okay. The modern cacao ceremony has been birthed out of the same ideas of the ancient cultures, being tools for rejuvenation and self-discovery. The ancient cultures, although continuously vanishing in the modern world, provide insight into a life more intertwined with nature and the spirit. Modern day cacao ceremonies, though not directed towards these ancient gods, embraces the meditative properties of cacao, relaxing the body and clearing the mind for moments of pure self-reflection to ensue.
Now you see that. Now you see a connection brewing here between the movement and this cacao ritual. They're saying that this is used for, basically realigning yourself with nature. You know what I'm saying? Meditation, getting your vibe right, getting your frequency right. All of the things that John Africa was talking about, right? All of the deep guru type knowledge that the great John Africa was telling us, right? So these people was in tune. They was trying to get in tune. They were trying to get back to nature. And you see this whole cacao fire ritual is about that. So it's not a coincidence that this happened. It's not just a coincidence. It's not just a connection with cacao and chocolate. You know what I mean? But there's a deeper spiritual connection here with this fire ceremony. You know what I'm saying? As the brother just so eloquently read that. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted to ask you if you wanted to read that. You know what I'm saying? We
For sure.
got another slide right here for you. So yeah, can you can you see that right there? Only because I'm driving, so like you know what I mean, I can't be reading and driving at the same time. So can you
Oh,
yeah, read this next genre. I feel like a Hebrew Israelite. Read.
okay. Hey, I'm glad I know how. Hold on. Let me see. Originally discovered by the Olmecs in 1500 BC and a staple in the Mayan and Aztec
Pause right
cultures
there.
for
Pause right there. Originally
mhm,
discovered by who? The Olmecs.
Olmecs.
The
Hmm.
Olmecs. Who are the Olmecs? The Africans that crossed that crossed the Atlantic. The 1200 the 1200 the 12,000 kilometer straight shot across the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? The Olmecs.
Hmm.
The first inhabitants of Mexico, where the Mexican government even acknowledged that and bent the knee to that. I just had to make that point right there. So this is another connection to African people, African spirituality. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you finished on my fault. Finish reading that, brother.
And a staple in the Mayan and Aztec cultures for centuries. The cacao had a place in these empires as a sacred, elite, and ritualistic plant. Present in the Aztec mythology. Okay, the Aztec truth. I mean, they can say mythology all they want to. Cacao was often used in sacrificial ceremonies to lift the spirits of the soon to be sacrificed. Aztec truth even states that God created man from maize and cacao, among other plants brought from the mountains of sustenance. Even in Mayan mythology, the importance of cacao remains in the god of maize being birthed from a cacao pod. In Mayan truth, cacao is also one of the products used to create humanity, and Mayan gods are even stated to have bled onto cacao pods, intertwining
Right.
cacao in their blood.
Right. Now I was
As the
gonna say. Now look, I was gonna say. Let me interject right there. I was gonna say that the corn god is like the sacrificial god, just like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And where they had the sacrificial, weighing the heart on the scale. You see Jesus pointing to the heart. You know what I mean? In a lot of pictures. You know what I mean? And
that's
that comes
Ma'at.
from yeah, it
Ma'at.
comes from my aunt with the ostrich feather. Your heart being light as a feather. You know what I mean? So you see
Right.
a lot of this um, symbolism has to do with the
Hmm.
heart and ritual sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Now, this has been distorted along the way because when we dealing with my aunt, they wasn't talking about ritual sacrifice or cutting out
Right.
somebody's heart. So you see how things just like when somebody tell a story and it starts off this and by the time it get down the block, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean?
Telephone.
So
Playing
right.
telephone.
So, I just wanted to interject with that right there. Is there anything else left in on this page to read right here?
As an offering of sacred nature to the gods, cacao held an importance in both cultures that relates it both to jovial mental states and an essential part of the human makeup.
Hmm.
Hmm. So that means that the United States must be hoarding it and shave down all of their plants.
Now, it would be interesting to do some further investigation into this to see
Hmm.
what kind of harvesting and farming that they was into, because that's one of the things that they was teaching too about agriculture. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So could this also have been a war over some type of agriculture beef? You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
No, but people
Pun
that are
intended.
in the group could give further insight into that. So
Right,
I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I'm just presenting this information that I acquired over my continuous research on the subject. And that's the thing
right,
about research, is that you don't just search one time and say, oh, that's it, I found it. You got to
right,
search
right,
again.
right.
That's why it's called research. You search and search again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, I do research on my research. And the person who did research on
Right.
it. Exactly.
Right.
That's just the beginning.
Right. So let me
That's-
hit that slide. You know what I'm saying? We got putting you to work tonight, man. Got I got
oh, oh, I can't
that's
see that. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So, what is a real cacao ceremony? As you can see, nothing is black and white. History and stories have been passed down from generation to generation, and some people actually mix other traditions not related to Mayan culture in their form of cacao ceremonies. We once attended a cacao ceremony utilizing ancient Japanese rituals, so we say do your research and find a place that provides the language, transparency, and authenticity of how cacao was meant to be. We believe that chocolate was meant to not only be eaten, but more importantly, to bring together a depth of community over beautiful language of words, cacao and chocolate. If you're ready for a cacao ceremony, check out what our next ceremony is going to be. And
now you see how they said beautiful. They said beautiful language of words, and how chocolate was
mhm,
meant to bring people together. Now in the video that I lead it with, I was saying how black people are always been referenced to chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So these black people that can be referenced to chocolate. You know what I'm saying? That were preaching about love and bringing the community together. You know what I'm saying? Going back to
right,
nature, right? They
right,
were assaulted by evil. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because that's not good for the status quo. Individualism is entwined with Satanism. You know what I'm saying? Or Luciferianism. You know what I'm saying? Because it's two different things. That, you know what I mean? But
mhm,
only looking out for yourself and only caring about yourself and fuck everybody else. That's part of the doctrine that they teach. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yes, sir.
we just dropping some esoteric knowledge here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in
Sharing
respects
quotes
to
and taking notes.
right, and in respects to the family. So we just going to continue on. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yes.
you done with this slide? Then let me
Yes,
move to
sir.
the next. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So this is just another.
Oh. Oh, wow.
This was in
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida. This was today. Now you're seeing at the other place. This is a separate place. You know what I'm saying? Today.
Oh,
So
did you
like
see?
they were just doing it up. You know what I mean?
Did, did you see they just talked about the Divine Nine?
Right. The Divine Nine. Right. Now this is
Ooh.
a separate ritual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, it's the divine feminine fireman, the blah, 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 divine feminine fire ceremony honoring Sumerian pantheon.
They got to say that 5 times hella fast in order to get in.
Right.
For sure.
So this is no coincidence that that the move members were burned up on May 13th because it's a fire ritual. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They still going on with this fire ritual today. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There is
Now
fires going on right now.
right. And they talk. It's been fires going on all for the past month and a half or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They burnt
So
up.
this has to do with the symbolism of light and darkness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the light overpowering the darkness. The vernal spring equinox. Is making that significant. So we had the firelight rituals and the firelight ceremonies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Looking suspicious.
This is why the brother Kevin Samuels was sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? Last year was DMX. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, the year before that, they did the white boy from Scrubs. The year before a couple years before that, it was, white people love that show Scrubs. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter.
I got the whole season.
It doesn't matter. I did the video saying about the Sam Lloyd Jones. That's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, that guy.
Sam
Okay.
Beltane sacrifice. You know what I mean? But a couple years before that, they did Prince. Now earlier, when we was getting the video started, my man when he was bumping some Prince. You know what I'm saying? And remember, I think it was 2016. They did they sacrificed Prince on Beltane. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Rest in peace to Prince.
So a lot, yeah. Rest in peace to all the brothers that I named. But it's not a coincidence that these people
and
passed
Purple Pam
all around the same time. That these big name people, they just up and just pass or disappear. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we just going off of what they say. We don't know what they doing. Like I said in the other video, for all we know, they could be playing Squid Game, somewhere. You know what I mean? We don't know. They just tell you, oh yeah, this person passed. But we don't know. Remember when they showed us the picture of Tupac and they showed us the Tupac autopsy? And a lot of people were saying, hey, he's missing tattoos. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of argument about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
right.
Well, what we got right here? What is this right here? This is I think this is the details of the divine feminine fire ceremony. Could you read that for us, brother?
Come and join the soul garden, transcendent divine and Asaway Apasanka tribe in sacred place for monthly fire ceremonies. The fire ceremonies will be held on the 13th of every month. The number 13 represents the goddess frequency as the divine feminine has returned, and we will be further working with.
Pause right there. You heard what they said. Fire ceremonies will be held on the 13th of every month. You know what I'm saying? Just had to highlight that right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we know these people play with that number 13. We know that the black god Ansar was chopped up into 13 pieces. You know what I'm saying? The Greeks call him Osiris. But he was chopped up into 13 pieces. The one piece was eaten by the catfish. You know what I'm saying? And we know what piece that was. That I set put back together to resurrect him. You know what I'm saying? So we know that story, but that's the divine feminist energy. So I just wanted to highlight that with the feminine energy is to resurrect the man, the penis. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. So just so y'all goddesses know that the goddess is complete with the god, just like the god is complete with the goddess. It's about balance. Can't be unbalanced. We have to have harmony. So I just had to highlight that right there. But yeah, continue reading that right there, brother. I feel
Feminine
bad.
and masculine do not exist singularly or as physical incarnations. Masculine and feminine energies are omnipresent in every setting, every moment, and within each individual person. Women are not only feminine, and men are not only masculine. We are both, and there exists a balance between our energies that shifts and evolves. Each fire ceremony will be honoring a different pantheon of gods and goddesses, as well as angelic realm. This month will be honoring the Sumerian pantheon of the gods and goddesses as very sacred twin flame on and a vital component. That's good you did the opaque shit because I wouldn't have been able to see through it.
Yeah, well, it's not pink, it's transparent, man. Come on, bro. It's
Right.
just like what they
Hey,
told
and that
Jay
ain't got
Z.
nothing to do with no
You
weird
see,
shit.
you seen that video where they told Jay Z he had a pink suit on? He said, "What? No, this is." I think he said a fuchsia, a Magda, or some shit like that.
Moi,
Because remember, he came at Nas for wearing the pink suit, so he couldn't be seen in the pink suit. He said, "No, this is future. Nigga, this ain't pink." Man, that is transparent, man. Man, that shit ain't pink. Don't disrespect my logo like that. All right, well, what else? All right, so all right, that's that's the ceremony we just talked about. Now look at this right here. But this a whole nother ceremony for firefighters right here. See, everybody is getting in on this fire ritual situation. You know what I'm saying? May
Right.
13th. Look at the date right there. Read that for us, brother.
Public invited to SAFD retirement celebration ceremony, May 13th. Public
See that?
invited.
Where is that at? That's San Angelo, Texas, right?
Oh, San Angelo. Ha, I know. I know where that's at.
Oh,
That's
you know
all
what
funny.
that's at?
Yeah. My people's from there.
San Anglo. And Anglo would be like that
Nah,
would be
San
like a
Angelo. Hey, the name of it. Shout out to the people in
oh
San
Angelo.
Angelo.
San Angelo. So
San
Angelo
Angelo.
would be
Yeah.
is angel, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so
Yeah.
you see this. So they pick these places, for a reason. Just like Florida, Florida. Just like how we get Florida oranges. You know what I'm saying? The means light. So that's why they had a fire ritual in Florida. And they're having
And then
another
Key.
fire ritual in Angelo for angel light. You know what I'm saying? This is the fire light rituals. You know what I'm saying? So this is the flyer right here. Now you look how they see how they got the red hatchet up there for the sacrifice, right? The bloody hatchet. You know what I mean? So they showing you this shit. It's just all encoded right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying?
Wowzers.
What does it say?
What does
Duty,
I say?
honor, courage. You know what I'm saying? Friday,
It was a duty, and they were
right?
honored. They showed courage by doing so.
And they're honoring the fire department, right? So
Yeah.
you see they just all of a sudden just picked the fire department to honor on May 13th.
Right.
What a coincidence! What a coincidence!
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they underhanding. They got some slick shit for you. They think they nickel slick, but we dollar sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not a coincidence that this happened on May 13th. Just want to
Right.
reiterate that right there. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull up this just
And they
gematria.
call
So
it a Black Liberation Group. Wow.
yeah, we know what they said about those groups. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They had to try to, throw another lug in there. You can't just, demonize everything that ever happened. Every black person, you know what I mean? Every group. They can't all be bad. We gotta have some people that was just good. For real. Be like, damn, them two? They're like the deacons of defense and all the shit. Oh, them bad too. Damn, we can't get nobody.
Right. So I'm gonna go into let's go into some gematria in this second half right here. Right.
Right.
So so we always hear this phrase on the move, right? On the move. it equals 117, right? So and it equals 63. You know, we always hear that. You know, we know what that's a reference to. You know what I mean? Now remember, I said this was a 7-Eleven, you know, fire ritual. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They said it was 61 homes that got burnt up. You know, I gave that science. You know, and even
So
with the
7.
people that got the people that got burnt up, they said it was 11 people that got burnt up in there. You know,
Yeah.
um, and I believe they said 7 of them was children. So they keep giving you this 7-Eleven coding here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and of course we got that 63 reference. I'm trying to see what else is up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, anything I might have skipped over. So that two that 233, you know, that 233 and 322, you know, that's a connection to the bonesmen, you know, I would say. You know, but that's another can of worms. So you know, let's move to the next slide. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, with the move 9, right? Now, you always hear that, you know, the move 9, you know, and we know how to move 9. You know, we tip our hat and we, you know, raise a glass to the move 9. You know what I'm saying? Move 9 in gematria equals 42. You know what I mean? And of course, we know this number 42, the negative stamp on black people, and I'm gonna pull up that gematria slide in a minute. You know, just to reiterate that, you know, because a lot of people is you know, new to that kind of thing. Now, the
Right.
move 9, and you see that 61 is up there. 61 homes got burnt up, remember. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? 38, right? 38 equals murder in gematria, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and I just know these numbers off top again, you know, just from dealing with them so much, but we can cross reference, you know, if anybody, you know, needs that, you know, further reiteration, you know what I'm saying? I would say, you know,
Right.
so you see 61 homes that was burnt, you know, and so in gematria it's 61, right? See that up there. So we can double back to some of these numbers, you know, to draw a further connection, you know, so you'll see some of these numbers up here. And of course you see in Jewish gematria, you see the 1177, you know, which has the 11 7 the 11 the 11-7 in there. You know what I'm saying? Or the 7-11. You know what I mean? However you want to throw it. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
keep in mind some of these numbers that we had crossed back to in a minute. You know what I mean? So Osage Street. It happened on Osage Street. Osage Street equals 44 in gematria. That's the kill number. You know what I mean? We've been over that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a coincidence that there was a killing on Osage Street. You know, 42. You know what I'm saying? Now, now, if you remember just from the previous slide that I just showed you, right? Now,
Right.
61 homes equals 65 in gematria, right? Osage Street equals 56 in gematria. You know what I'm saying? And there's probably some other connections up there too. You know, screenshot you know these things and you can further cross reference them for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But for the sake of time, you know, we're gonna move forward. You know what I'm saying? But you know, just kind of
Yeah.
showing y'all, you know, some of these numbers real quick. You know what I'm saying? Now, Osage Street also equals 215. You know, and the area code is 215 in Philadelphia. What a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, 44 is a kill number. 64, you know, is also a number connected to Freemasonry, just like 58 is. You know, 64 squares on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these people, you know, they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, of course, that 56 is it also can be viewed as 11. You know what I'm saying? 5 and 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
So move, right? The word move equals 13. You know, remember we gave that science about the number 13. You know, and the M is the 13th letter. You know, MM like Master Mason, and you know, check out that Santorini Meek video that I did. You know what I'm saying? And it also equals 23 in
Right.
gematria. Move.
Right.
And it equals 56 also. So you see
Right.
Osage Street, equals 56. Move equals 56, right?
Right.
And 13,
Yeah.
right? What a
Yeah.
coincidence, right?
Right.
Now here's a little another connection. Move equals 66, right?
Right.
Osage Street equals 1571. 1 plus 5 is 6, and 7 taking away 1 is 6. That can be also viewed as 66. See how these
Mm.
things just coincidentally just come together? Move is 330. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
55. You see that number keep popping up too. You know what I mean? Powelton,
Yeah.
right? They were
Right.
in Powelton Village. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you see the 79 in there.
Right.
You know,
Mm.
a couple other numbers you keep see popping up. 39, 37, right? See these numbers. See these same numbers. You see 118 popping up too. That also can be viewed as 77. I mean, my fault. 17. It can also be viewed as 17. 18 take away 1. You see the 33 up there. Again, the number for people who walk on black and white floors or hide behind blue doors. You know what I'm saying? They keep leaving their signatures on here. You know what I'm saying? Powelton Village. You know what I mean? 67. Blood sacrifice. You know, 71. That's a sacrificial number. 17 is also, the inverse of that. You know what I'm saying? So again, playing with these same numbers. You know what I mean? Not a coincidence. This is like again, old stories, new stories. You see that 73 and the 37. Connection. You know what I'm saying?
Well, mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Well, right.
Giant
Hold on a
Africa.
second.
The
Right.
giant Africa equals 59 in gematria. You know what I'm saying? What a coincidence.
Right.
Now again, the 5942 connection with black people, and like Motown Records came out in 1959. You know what I mean? Shit like
Right.
that. So it's a lot of connection like with that.
Mm-hmm.
37. That's another number for Freemasonry. You know. So now look at this right here. Frank
Mm-hmm.
Rizzo. Frank Rizzo, he was called the devil. You know what I'm saying? Frank Rizzo
Right.
equals 63 in gematria. He was going at black people.
Right.
His name equals 42, right? In gematria. You see that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Also equals 58, for Freemasonry. You know what I'm saying? So again, same people, same numbers,
Right. Mm-hmm. You're right with
all,
you.
all of this orchestrated for a ritual sacrifice.
Right.
You see his name, and the first one right up top. 144. One times four. 44 times one is 44. That's the kill number. You know what I'm saying? 17, the
Mm-hmm.
ritual sacrifice number. You know what I mean? Even like they said he was the devil. Remember Solomon had 72 demons. His name is 70. Equals 72. So again,
Mm.
it's a lot of numbers here that mean a lot of different things. And if you don't have other extensive knowledge, you might not be able to read the code here and what are could be considered to be coincidental. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So um now, you seen the video that I did earlier. I talked about
Right.
how the build they changed the colors of the buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like now you see those houses right here. This is what the houses look like back in the day. This is the aftermath where it got all burnt up, right? So
Right.
see those houses was like white facing, and a lot of those houses
Right.
still look the same way around there. And I highlighted that. I said, why did they make these houses brown? All these houses is brown now over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So could that have been in reference to the Cato bean fire ceremony? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to play this little clip right here. That I don't own. And for copyright purposes, I've edited and altered it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna do the best we can here. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Right.
probably might still try to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a bar of chocolate. But I'm going to be making this bar of chocolate from the cacao pod, the original cocoa beans that come in the pod. Now, if you've missed my Fruity Fruits episode where I open the cocoa pod and show you the contents and where the beans are located, be sure to check out that video. I'll put a link up above and down below. So I knew from the very beginning it was going to be a laborious process, and my gosh, I'm not even done yet, and it has been.
right. So you see that they showed the pod, right? Let's go back. See, she got the pod in her hand. So inside of there are the cacao beans, right? So yeah, just to for a little copyright purposes, and all that, I gotta talk over this and pause it and edit. I can't just play it right through, even though it's a snippet from the video on how to make chocolate bars. Forget the exact name, but shout out to this lady, subscribe to her YouTube channel, all of that good stuff, but she makes a lot of good videos, so I just wanted to highlight some of her expertise over here. I'm trying to, give her credit, you know what I'm saying? So, they don't try to, flag me on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Pot and show you the contents and where the beans are located. I'll put a link up above.
So, all right. So let me put her on mute, right? So she gonna start making the cacao bean, and she gonna start the process of making the candy bars. You know what I'm saying? So you know, this is the inside of the pod, right? Yeah, see, this is so much better. So we can talk over this. So help in and join me out with this, brother. So talk over this with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
come
looking.
on. So you see her making it. So this is what it looked like, and those ain't that's what the buildings look like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm not necessarily saying that that's why they did that, but is it just a coincidence, or I'm just saying it's a coincidence that what I'm saying, that those buildings look like these cacao beans now. You know what I'm saying? After the fire cacao fire ritual. You know what I'm saying? So she's showing you what these beans look like, out of the pot, right? Big pot. That joint look crazy as shit. And, she's drying them, so that this is the process of them drying the beans, right? Now they're gonna get to the part where they put the beans in the oven and roast them. You know what I'm saying? Now think about it. They put the beans in the oven and roast them. Now these black people, right, that was on Osage Street on May 13th, they were trapped inside of a burning building. You know what I'm saying?
Probably about that temperature.
Yeah, the people came and then dropped a bomb on them, right? And it probably was about that hot up in that house. So you know what I'm saying? They dropped the bomb on them, and the roof is on fire. And as they try to come out the house, they're being shot. It was like 10,000 rounds that went into the front of this house. You know what I'm saying? So these people was being, so as they trying to come out the house, they're being shot. So they staying in the house to not get shot. But the house is catching fire. The house is on fire. So the house is they're literally roasted inside the house, just like these cacao beans is roasting, for them to get this, to make this chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they burnt up the whole block, right? The fire jumped across the street, burnt up the whole block. 61 homes got burnt up, right? 61 beans or a pod or a block. You could look at a block like a pod, right? Just like a cell block in prison, they call that a pod, right? Right. So a city block could be looked at like a pod. So the cacao beans that was in the pod got burnt up. All the beans. You know what I'm saying? All the houses got burnt up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the process, now this is the process of them making the candy, making the chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They roasted them. They got them all nice and crispy and burnt, and then they start peeling the skin off and all that. And of course, they mash them up and get it in there. So let's see what she's saying right here, real quick. Let me throw it back up there real quick. My fault. Let's see what she's saying.
That channel where in her video she takes raw cocoa beans.
All right, so that's so I cut it right there. So that's pretty much she's just talking about the raw cocoa beans and the different ways that you can make your DUI chocolate cocoa pie candy bars. You know what I'm saying? So that's the process right there. And I'm just wrapping that up and saying how many times is a coincidence possible before it's mathematically impossible? You know what I'm saying? Why is the homes burnt up? Shout out to the songs of the children, you know what I'm saying? That was out there and drive knowledge on them, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, didn't know that I inspired them to go and knock on all them doors. Remember I told you that story that I went and I went to the ceremony and I was like kind of like hanging out like off to the side, like on my Wolverine Logan type time and shit. And like they spotted me and was like, "Oh, that's the man." And they brought me up and was like, "Oh yeah, you told us." And I was like, "Wow, damn." You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times, a lot of times, yeah, a lot of times people don't, just like, shout out to Drink Champs, enough, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's their phrase, but, a lot of times, like they said, a lot of times people don't get their flowers when they're alive. They got to pass for people or disappear for people to be like, damn, that person was really this or they was really that, or, you know what I'm saying? So, it's always a blessing to be able to get this, to see the fruits of your labors, when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to, I'm gonna just wrap that up with that. You know what I'm saying? We can shift gears if you wanna. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say, shout out to the Move family. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, no smear here. Just presenting information. A lot of shit is brain scratchers here. And of course, a lot of this deserves further investigation. So, if anybody would like to see a part 2 to this video, let us know. You know what I'm saying? You can reach out to us, do how you do, reach the proper channels. My stream got disabled for some reason, so I'll be reposting this up on my page, later. Once I finish. But it's the balls in your court, brother. How you want to move from here on out, man?
Oh yeah.
But matter of fact, no. Let me say this in respects to the family. I do want to take a moment, just a moment of silence, real quick, for the Move family, for the people that lost their life, you know what I'm saying? Ashe. So, I had to reiterate on that, you know what I'm saying? Because, we can't be disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? So So
and, as we learn, it's like I said, that it was a minute before I found out, and just like quite a lot of people that, we didn't know existed until we stumble across something that had their name on it or something. And then we do our own investigation and find out that they was somebody. like the good brother Rotan Lee. That's crazy because, that's another Philly, California connection. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Esquire, he from out that way. He was one of the presidents of the board, of the Board of Education. And yet and still, he did works like Martin Luther King, but he ain't in the history books. I had to discover that, man.
We definitely gonna have to do something on Mr. Lee, Mr. Rotan Lee.
Sir.
You know,
you know,
that's not talked about here in Philly. How about that?
right,
Shout
right,
out to everybody in Philly. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But you know,
surely,
and he's not talked about as much as he should be.
right, right.
And we
You
know
know,
this.
I even right. You know, we discovering our historians and other folks that you know what I mean. We sharing quotes and taking notes.
The person you are trying to reach has a voicemail.
Oh shit, my fault.
That's cool. Shit, we had to hear that. That's how it is 9 times out of 10 when people trying to call somebody.
I would
You
say I
know.
didn't mean to do that shit. I'm trying to move shit out the way and shit.
Tiger
Into
uppercut.
his ass phones and shit. They just start doing shit. You
Right,
brush up
right,
against.
right, right on time. Be like, that's what you needed in that part.
At least I wasn't on my Umar drone and shit. Like, remember they was getting on Umar for acting like he was taking a phone call and shit. Like,
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I got this. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I mean, listen, look, we had a great video. This is a great video. You know, we brought a lot of new information to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Um,
right.
what you want to do? I mean, like you want to switch gears? I mean, I got some other shit we could talk about. You know what I mean? If you want, you know,
Yeah. I
or
was
we
seeing
can, we
how
can
long
make it
you
a new
wanted.
video. We can make it a new video. I mean, this hour
Yeah.
video, nice little
Right,
short
right,
joint.
right, right, right. That's why I was saying how long you wanted to make them run. You feel me? Because we can do topic length, or you know, just keep it short and then do another one right after. I mean, either way, we can have the breaks in between. You feel me? It's good because you know, like, because I do want to talk about your cousin. If you got some material on that too, I
Right.
did
Well,
want to.
I mean, that situation, is underway. You know, I've been quiet about that for a reason because now it's a legal thing now. So
Right. Okay.
you know, but I can give an update, on the situation.
Right. Shout out to the
But
fam. You know, is what I wanted to say. You feel me? Like, I know that's something real, and other stuff. It's not just like some TV situation. You feel what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. That's
yeah,
why when
but we can get into that. Let's get into that on a whole nother
a whole
video.
nother.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm
That's what I'm
saying? But
saying.
but
Yeah,
just
for sure.
in respects to to the Move family and to anybody
Right.
who's lost a loved one, especially in any
Right.
story that I covered. You know what I mean?
Right.
My
Right.
heart
Right.
goes out to you, and my family mourns with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Right.
there, even the story that involved my family.
Right.
I had to present information, there too that
Right.
makes me wonder things, not things about my family, but
Right.
it's like, man, like you know, just crazy. It's just
It just
crazy that
reiterates.
it's like and it's like, man, it's like this shit is always like that with anything. Shit is real when it hit home.
Right.
When it's your
Right.
family, what I mean, when it's your family, it hit different. So
Right.
um, but for the greater good, science and knowledge and shit, I gotta, keep it moving and keep showing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And keep
Right.
showing you
Right.
how they do this shit. And the same work that I do has even affected my family. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that I had anything to do with that.
Right.
That would be preposterous. You know,
Right.
but the thing is like
Everything is
the thing is that this is that is I don't really know how to take that situation honestly. Because it's a very
everything is
painful,
different.
it's a very painful, disturbing situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, man, it's like it's scary. That's the best thing I can say.
Everything's different.
That's the best honest thing I can say about that situation in entirety. Is that it's scary
Uh,
because
yeah, everything's different and nothing's
doing
changed.
and it's like and that's when I want to just say that with that said I want to say You know, we need y'all support. You know,
Right.
I never really just came right out and said that like that, but
Right.
we're gonna switch to another video. But I'm gonna want to close this out and say
Yeah.
those people who care about reciprocity, freedom, truth, knowledge, standing up for the greater good of things. We need your
Right.
support. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's critical
Yeah.
out here. If you're a righteous person, just like they
Right.
say, real recognize real, righteousness recognize
Right.
righteousness. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think I want to make that one of my phrases. You know,
Right.
real recognize real, righteousness recognize righteousness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Real eyes recognize real lies. I seen that on
Right.
a post somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
we need
So.
support. We need your protection. We need love. We need that positive energy, man. So we
Right.
can do what we do and bring you the right knowledge and bring you to do our due diligence and do what's right by the community and not try to
Right.
drag people and shit like that. I
Right.
know a lot of people probably want to see me drag the ball on the PBS John, that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that might come, maybe it might not. But
Right.
I just wanted to focus on the more important things here is the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We already
Right.
know how people dishonor each other and flip flop, or and even like with that brother, he might have had a coming to Jesus moment, as they say.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But with that said, we're gonna wrap this joint up.
Right. Right.
I'd say peace and benedictions, man.
Right. Words
I
without
mean,
action have no meaning.
right,
And if it takes a village, man, we building this one. It's
right,
already built. Come through.
right.
OpenEMT.com. Love y'all.
I say, peace.
Peace. Yep.
Oh yeah, and only you can prevent cognitive dissonance.
That's right. Peace.